Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for the Charlotte control that I piloted this week. It was originally kind of created and shown off by Sheik, so I apologize for mispronouncing his name. He kind of poked fun at me a little bit for that, but no big deal. So Sheik made this list and piloted it to a 8th place finish. So he top 8'd with it at the GP in Columbus. Very fun deck. Very, very strong, I think, in this meta, and definitely was a good call. And a lot of people really weren't expecting it. So really, really cool. So obviously, Charlotte is the ruler, and to be perfectly honest, she is the win con. Judgment of blue and 1, energizes for blue, and then blue discard a card, then target rest target resonator. So the whole point is you use her effect kind of pretty heavily early to get dead cards out of your hand and stuff like that. Keep tapping things down, flip her, and then start this kind of recovery life train while you poke your opponent to death and keep all their creatures off the board forever. Very, very strong, I think, especially in this meta where people are trying to slam heavy creatures for low cost. And then she flips over to being a 4/12, can't be attacked, which is also fantastic. You get to refill your hand when she comes into play, you get to gain life whenever you draw a card, and you can pay 2 and discard a card to bounce a Resonator back to a hand. So very, very strong, gets around Skyscraper Giant, gets around Izanagi, gets around pretty much anything, and just keeps bouncing it back to their hand and makes them worthless. And then you just poke them to death with Charlotte with the Regalia pump, which is always good. Moving into the stone base, we play 4 Rulers Memoria because we need the colors, and we are playing 9 Regalia. 4 Dark Depths because water and darkness are the most important colors of the deck for things like Space-Time Anomaly, Unseen Pressure, stuff like that. And then one mod that I made to Sam's list was I play 1 each of Black Silence and Heaven's Rift instead of just 2 Heaven's Rift. I wanted a little bit of extra green just to be able to potentially play Heavenly Gust a little bit more consistently, especially to deal with things like Wind Secluded Refuge, which can kind of be a problem for the deck. Moving into the Resonators, there are 2 Ryula. And the reason why this is you use the 2 Ryula pretty much just to heal Charlotte, and then recycle her and keep hitting them over and over and over again. Especially since you're playing 3 Horn of the Sacred Beasts, these Ryulas are going to get used multiple times pretty much every game. And then here's where everything comes in, the spell cards. So Unseen Pressure to kill all the 1-drops that are flying around everywhere in this format. So Guinevere's, Sacred Elves, this even hits Fiery Fox, which is excellent. Soulhunt, because you don't care about creatures, and getting your opponent down to 0 cards on field and on hand is amazing. 3 Charlotte's Water Transformation Magics, couples really well with the Unseen Pressures, just make something a bear and then kill it. 2 Barrier of Shadows to help deal with Regalia matchups or things like Pricia as well. This deck has a lot of like 1-card answers to slow down Pricia enough so that it can, kind of keep up. 4 times Space-Time Anomaly, because best card, pretty much the best removal is best removal. This card is amazing. You get to draw a card and flash it back. 2 Black Moonbeams to deal with Jade Rulers, obviously. 2 Seal of Wind and Lights, which is really nice if you get that early green-white to be able to stop things like a Spinning Myths or casting a Jack or all kinds of stuff. Also helpful in the control get matchup, so like if they play a Steam Explosion or a Schrodinger's Observation, you can cancel it pretty cheap. 2 Amaterasu's Foresight, kind of as an oh crap button, just in case things are getting a little bit too fast for you, so you can sit by yourself some time and not die. 2 Lapis Darkstorm to help rip those remaining cards out of your opponent's hand after you've killed everything and been soul hunting them over and over again. 1 Heavenly Gust just to deal with Barrier Shadows and the Wind Secluded Refuge. If they have 2 on the field, it kind of is a problem, so Heavenly Gust helps with that. 2 Alice's World of Madness, because you don't care about creatures, and shutting down Turbo Feasting is good. 1 Kaguya's Moonbeam Butterfly, just to be able to grab like the addition, or if you really need to grab a Ryula out of your deck, you can do that. And then 2 Endless Nights, because once again, being able to stop Turbo Feasting is nice, and hard removal for 3. This is also really good against Fox, especially if you have a Alice's World of Madness already on the board. You can kill something and give them a -4/-4 for the turn, and again, it only affects Resonators, so your Charlotte's safe. And then moving into the Regalia, the deck runs only 2 Laevateinn, just because Laevateinn's not super important, and it doesn't give you a hard stat pump, but it can sacrifice to give you Imperishable, but mainly you want it to be able to start swinging in with Charlotte as fast as possible. 3 Deathscythe because it provides a stat pump and it helps to slow down other J-Ruler decks and Pricia and make your black Moonbeams more powerful. 3 Horn of the Sacred Beast for recycling your own deck. You can essentially also in the control matchup, it's really nice to couple with Deathscythe because you can like use Deathscythe to RFG the cards from your graveyard that are bad for the matchup and then recycle your deck over and over again with Horn. So your deck just becomes answers after answers after answers that are all perfectly relevant for the matchup. And then 1 of Bow. I'm not necessarily sure what the Bow is. Maybe it's to provide target attack for Charlotte, but maybe it's also just to kind of couple with Charlotte's Water Transformation magic as an additional way to kill stuff. And then I am going to go ahead and go the sideboard, just because you guys saw a side in that matchup. So 3 Frigg really helps in the control matchup to be able to recycle stuff and have an additional way to deal damage, because sometimes in the control matchup, Frigg's, Charlotte can struggle to close out games, so Frigg really helps with that. An additional Black Moonbeam, to obvious reasons, as well as an additional Heavenly Gust, to, again, obvious reasons. For the control matchup, you can also play this Class G's tank. Lets you draw cards, gain life, rest stuff, make things hexproof, including your Friggs or your Ryulas if you need to try to use them to poke damage as well. An additional Alice's World of Madness to further lock down Turbo Feasting, as well as Fox. 2 more Endless Nights just for more hard removal, especially against things like Fox. 3 Prison in the Lunar Lake. There's a lot of stuff that has enter effects right now, so these are great cards to use. It's a little bit slow for the main board, but if you're going into the sideboard when you know you're not playing against Pricia, this card can become really strong. 2 more Seal of Wind and Lights to help with control matchups. And then my personal cards, this is not something that Sam played, just an Eternal Recurrence, just to test it, I guess. Just in case it has another alternative oh crap button, where things get really wide really fast and maybe your opponent overextends and then you just hit them with this and nuke their board and kind of reset the game. So there you have it, guys. Huge thanks to Sam again for letting me play the list, and kudos to him on his top 8. Hopefully maybe we'll see him play it again at a different GP. Best of luck to him trying to get his invite to Worlds. But let me know what you guys think about the deck. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is DMO73 signing off.